Susan, mute, please.
Sorry.
Mute.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this call today. I really appreciate it. I know you could have asked anybody else, so I appreciate you having me on this call. Just a little bit about me. My background is in sales and marketing. I used to work for Sky. I used to work for Eon, unfortunately. And I joined the business when I was 22, literally to earn a couple of £100 a month to pay for my trips to Ibiza. That's literally why I joined the business. To cut a long story short, I remember when I first started, Stephen Longworth said to me that your why will change as you grow older and as you get more into the business. And I didn't believe him. And then, like, literally 5 years into the business, I became a dad. So Ibiza and partying and all that kind of stuff was not the main priority. The main priority was providing a passive income safety net for me and my family and my daughter. So yeah, man, that's literally a bit about me. I grew up on a council estate, so I didn't grow up with a lot of things. I wasn't born with is it a wooden spoon or is it a silver spoon? I wasn't born with anything in my mouth whatsoever apart from a dummy. And I think my kind of like drive all my life, if I'm being brutally honest with you, is the fact that I watched my mom for 18 years struggle being a single mom. And I said to my mum, when I get old enough, true story, I'm gonna look after her and help her, and get rid of all their debts and stuff like that. As a kid, I didn't understand that, Christmas having a PlayStation was like a big thing. It was hard, man. It was very hard. So I've always had like a bit of a driven / like go get mentality, because of where I've come from, kind of thing. If I talk too much, by the way, yeah, just ignore me, okay? Because I've had about 4 cups of coffee because I've had a ridiculously busy day today. Hello? Do I need to carry on talking?
We'll shut you up. I don't think you'll talk too much, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's literally a bit about me. What do you guys want to know? Like, yeah, what do you guys want to know from me in terms of building a business and stuff? And
if anyone's got any questions that you really want to ask, stick it in the chat, and then I can pick it up from there. Yeah.
I've built most of my business on neighbour letters. So, like, literally, when I first started, I didn't do any neighbour letters when I first started. I used my links. I followed the system. And did that first, and then when I exhaust my warm list, then I started trying MAMs, and I started doing neighbour letters. I didn't get off to a really good start. It took me 3 months to get my first 6 customers. Because of my sales and marketing background, I didn't think that I needed to learn the skills I'm training to grow in this business. And yeah, I kind of learned that regardless of what skills you've got before you come into the business, that you have to kind of put whatever skill set you've got aside and just learn from people that are doing the do. And that's literally what I've done. I'll be brutally honest. There's nothing on this Zoom call tonight that anyone's going to hear that's new. There's no secrets, nothing like that. It's just consistent effort over a long period of time. When I don't feel like doing activity, I do it. Today it was raining today in Birmingham. I went out and did neighbour letters still, because I can't be saying to my team, go out and do activity if I'm not doing it myself. So yeah, that's it really. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Right, so shoot some questions from the floor, because I'm sure you've got plenty.
Me?
No, everybody else. So unmute yourself if you've got a question.
Hi,
can I say something? Sorry.
Yeah, of course you can.
Hi, Dan. I do neighbour letters as well. I'm not sure if I'm as successful as you, but when they open the door, what's the first thing you say, or what's the first thing you do when they open the door?
I say hello. That's the first thing. You gotta say something. But no, on a serious note, I say this to people in my team who I'm teaching to do neighbour letters at the moment. The first 3 seconds of when someone opens that door, you've got to get them to like you. So like the way I think about it with neighbour letters is that every single person that's knocked Mr. Smith's door has introduced themselves in the same way. Hello, my name's Daniel, I'm from Utility Warehouse, or like something boring like that. Like what I tend to do, I just smile, like got a massive smile on my face, and I'll say something like, just like, you know, nice car, or a bit of an icebreaker. I think the most important thing when you're doing neighbour letters is having a bit of a structure of what to say. And I mean, I did a training on a couple of weeks ago on scripts and stuff like that. I know there's loads of scripts and conversations in the neighbour letter group and stuff. You've got to say what's comfortable for you. People have tried to use my script and my conversation, and it's not worked for them. But they've tried to use other people's, and it's worked well for them. So to answer your question, how do you say your name? I can't pronounce your name.
It's Kyriakos, or Kiri for short. Kiri for short. Yeah.
Is that Greek? Is that Greek?
Greek name, yeah.
So yeah, Kiri. Like, to answer your question, you know, get the first 3 seconds, get that person when they open that door to like you. Don't give them a hug because you'll probably get in trouble, but just get them to like you. You know, say something, have a bit of energy about yourself, and just kind of have a bit of excitement about what we do. Hope that's answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
Right, we've got another few questions on here. One is quite a big question. Well, I'll go to this one first. Describe yourself as an animal. If you were an animal, what animal would you be then? We have all sorts in this meeting.
Okay.
You weren't expecting that one.
Probably, I don't know, probably a tiger. Who asked that question?
David, where's David? Put your hand up, show yourself.
I'd be a tiger, but then I wouldn't be a distributor, would I? So, yeah, I'd be a tiger, if that's answering anyone's question.
Okay, what else have we got here? Please just unmute and ask a question if you want. Right, Paul's asking, what makes neighbour letters work for you?
What's made neighbour letters work for me?
I guess it works for you, and it doesn't necessarily seem to work for other people. I think that's maybe where
This is the good thing about our business, on a serious note. Like, if you did another network marketing company, if you did something like, in all due respect, Herbalife, there's one way of getting customers and partners. With this business, there's multiple ways of getting customers and partners. So, you know, if you've tried neighbour letters and it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Just do something else. But what works well for me with neighbour letters is having a system. So like, I know what I'm going to say, at what point I'm going to say it. I know where I'm going to go to do neighbour letters. I keep track of my activity weekly. So every Sunday evening after the Zoom call, the utility warehouse Zoom call, I literally fill this in and set myself like a weekly target, not just for neighbour letters, for everything for my business. Because it's fair to say that every single person on this call is busy, whether it's with kids, work, whatever it is. So, you know, being a dad, I've had to kind of structure my UW business so that when I've got Mila, I know that I'm doing 3 hours of activity on Tuesday evening. And that's what it's about doing, man. When you don't have a plan for the week, it's easy not to do the business. It's easy to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, it's Friday evening. You're like, oh, I'll just do it next week. So, yeah, to answer your question, one thing that's worked for me is just having a bit of a daily method of operation. I call this a business development planner, and I just fill it in every week and just keep track of my my goals and my targets.
Okay, I mean, some of that you're saying, you know, well, if neighbour letters don't work for you, you know, there's plenty other ways to do the business. And that's absolutely right. It's like a matrix of all sorts of different ways. But I think, you know, a lot of people do neighbour letters a few times and think, oh, it's not working for me, and then stop. Yeah. Whereas it's the long game, isn't it? So, I mean, how quickly did you get up to speed with feeling comfortable and knowing how to go about it? I mean, you're quite an expert person anyway, so.
Yeah, I think most of it's not because I'm knowledgeable, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, trust me. I think it's that belief and confidence, and I think that, like anything else, you know, when you do it over and over again, but when you kind of learn from your mistakes, go back to the drawing table and then kind of get better, that's when it gets a bit exciting. You know, so it's not like a case of I started doing neighbour letters 6 years ago and then I was great at it straight away. I had to kind of go out there and fail and go out there and learn and get loads of no's and go through all the stuff to kind of understand how to get better at it and obviously get better. Last month, I've shared a post last week in the Facebook group. Last month, I had, I think, 98 or 97 no's in 1 month. And I didn't realise I had that many no's until I looked at my planner for like 4 weeks. And they didn't bother me because I understand that getting the no's is part of the activity. Like, it doesn't matter how great you are, you're going to get no's. I went out today and I had a woman literally look me up and down and she just shut the door on me. And I was like, It's just part of the process, man. You've got to kind of just, get on with it. But for those that think, oh, it's hard. Yes, it is. Neighbour letters is hard, but so is WAMs. So is picking up the phone. I still struggle. I've been in the business for 9 years and I still struggle to pick up the phone and call somebody. I still struggle. I admit it. You know what I mean? So, like, it's worth doing it because nothing comes easy.
Yeah, I guess it's what are you all aiming for? What's, you know, if you're not aiming for it, it's not important. If you're aiming for something and it's important enough, i.e. your why is big enough that it makes you cry, then you will do it. Tracy, that's pretty much on target for what you were talking about. Tracy's saying, how do you stop the knockbacks from changing your mood?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Yes,
I daily look at my goals. So, like, in my other room, I've got a vision board on my wall. And because I know that some people might not think that the top achievers don't get any kind of setbacks and knockbacks. They probably get more setbacks and knockbacks. So I just kind of remind myself why I'm doing it. And, you know, if I'm having a bad week, for example, and it's Wednesday and it's midweek, and I'm nowhere near my target or what I want to achieve from the business in that week, I just press the reset button. I tell my team all the time, just press the reset button. Like there's no, you don't need to beat yourself up or anything, man. You just press the reset button, go back to your business development plan, set some new goals, and then just carry on. That's how I deal with setbacks. And also as well, like, I know not everyone's probably got kids on this call, but like my daughter Mila, as some of you know that got me on social media, she's a massive part of my life. So I know it sounds really cheesy. When I think about giving up, I remember that she's watching me. And it sounds really cheesy, but like I said, she's watching me. You know what I mean? So make sure that's an example for her. Keep going, man.
well, I think you've answered one of these questions because I'm just going to go through them. David was saying, what was your original motivation for UW and how does that compare with your current motivation? Who's your biggest inspiration? I think I know who your biggest inspiration is, but take it away.
Yeah, like I said at the start, I think that my goal when I first started was partying and clubbing and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that because I was young. But because I've been around a lot of leaders and a lot of people in the business, I've kind of matured in that way as well. Personal development has played a massive part in my growth. Before I started Utility Warehouse, I didn't read any books. I didn't like reading. The only book I ever read was Harry Potter because I hated reading. Now I read daily, and that's massively changed my mindset. But like, you know when people say to you, oh, kids change your life, and you're like, oh, no, they don't, whatever. Like, I swear down, I didn't realise how much kids change your life. Like, I can't even have a drink. Like, if I have a drink, like a glass of wine or something, or some rum, I've got to be careful that I don't get hungover for like 3 days. Like, it's just completely changed my life, man. So, my biggest inspiration is my daughter and my mum as well. My mum's like a really big inspiration to me. You know, like I said, I watched her struggle when I was growing up. So she's my biggest inspiration, man.
Yeah, good. Eddie asks asks an interesting question. So you go out in the rain. Do you think you may look a bit sad to homeowners? How do you overcome that?
What?
No, I've never thought about that one now. I wonder if
Here's
to be
the
fair,
one.
now today, to be fair, it was raining for about an hour and a half, but it wasn't like proper like belting it. It was just raining. I got an umbrella. I get an umbrella. I'm on the doorstep. My name's Dan. Da, 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 da. My why is bigger than the excuses. That's all it is. I'll be honest. I'm not saying I'm gonna knock in the rain all day, but I want my mentality when it started raining was right. Let's try and get an appointment. Let's try and get in front of somebody, show them the utility warehouse, and then go back in the car quickly. And that's what happened today. Like I was out for like 40 minutes. I did a presentation on the doorstep. She asked me to come in. I went in, and I signed up as a double gold customer and got 2 referrals from it. Then I went back to the car and just chilled for like 20 minutes until the rain stopped. So if you don't go out in the rain, though, it's not a biggie. It's personal preference. But if it rains tomorrow, which I think it's going to rain tomorrow, I'm going out. I've been locked down for 18 months. I want to get out of the house.
Yeah. Davina is asking 2 questions. Actually, first, before we go to Davina, I'll go to Jennifer, because she's raised her hand. So she obviously wants to ask you something.
Just trying to be nice and polite.
Good.
Dan, lovely to be watching you again. And one of the funnies that I've actually had was the woman actually came back to me. She sent me a text to say, oh no, we're not interested after we'd made the appointment. And then she says, oh, by the way, my husband doesn't like the way that you've done this cold calling. And I thought, cold calling? Oh, do me a favor, lady, go and whistle. Anyway, another guy, yeah, I know. Another guy that I've met, he's keen to look at becoming a partner. Now, when you've met somebody through a neighbour letter and that they're keen to become a partner, what process do you take to really get them hooked in, and also to inspire people to stay the distance? Because we've recruited people and they just kind of don't stay, not all of them stay the distance, or in fact, probably only about half of them manage to stay the distance. How do you get that all going?
Well, to kind of give you a bit of an idea, last month I recruited 2 people and only one of them has done something. The other one joined from Neighbour Letters and cancelled the services, all of them, and I've not heard from them. They've gone into witness protection. In terms of like not controlling, but in terms of like managing people that quit and do something, you can't, man. Like it happens to everybody. In terms of if I recruit someone from Neighbour Letters, I teach them the system. So I let them know that the reason I do Neighbour Letters is because I've been in the business for a while and I've exhausted my warm list. So this is like another way of me sharing the opportunity with people in the area. And I let them know that, right, you don't need to do any Neighbour Letters. We're going to do the online training. We're going to go through the fast start plan and we're going to speak to people that you know first. So I just teach them what everyone on this call teaches their new partners. I don't teach to do Neighbour Letters straight away, unless they really insist on doing Neighbour Letters straight away. But Jenny, the partners quitting or the partners that join and do nothing, like you cannot control it, man. You just gotta, like Jim Rohn says, you gotta just kind of tell yourself it's just one of those things. Isn't that interesting? Oh, that's answered your question.
Yes, absolutely. Right, on to the next question, which was Davina. Davina was asking, where are we? Let's get you back. Yeah, what are your ratios and how often do you do them? And she was also asking if you can share your activity sheet.
Just in case people think, because I'm not a superstar, I do this business full time. So every single day, Monday to Friday, I go out and do Neighbour Letters. If I've not got any referrals, about 4 hours a day. So I put a lot of time into Neighbour Letters. That's the reason I get the results I get. There's people in my team that haven't got the time that I've got, and they've got jobs and they've got other things going on. And I say to them, don't watch my results. Just kind of focus on just weekly doing the consistent activity. And even if you don't do Neighbour Letters, it doesn't mean you have to do. You could do WAMs, the 20k giveaway. You know, you could like write down, which I did last week when I was off with Mila. write down a list of people to call for the week so that you're not messing about on your phone trying to think about people to call. It's just about discipline and just having that mindset that you're just going to get it done, and then once it's done, it's done. So, as that answered the question, because I can't remember the question. I waffle on a lot sometimes, sorry.
That was Davina. Anything to add to that, Davina? She was also asking.
No, that's fine. No, you've really answered it. It's good to know for someone who does it full time. Yeah, for someone who does it full time, you know, how many hours you're putting in. And that was one of the questions you've answered anyway, because you are doing it full time. So yeah, no, that's good. I must admit, I steer away when it's raining, but I need to put the big girl's pants on.
Yeah.
You know what, as well, on the rain thing, like, because I had it today, people actually feel sorry for you. That's what I found. I don't know if this is me, but people like, the amount of people today that were saying to me, do you want to come in? Do you want to step in? It's raining. Do you want to step in? And obviously, because of the rules at the moment, we're allowed to do that. So I was like, yeah, no problem. Put my umbrella down. And then I'm in the porch or whatever it is, and explaining why I'm knocking their door and what I'm doing. So yeah. I think people, when it rains, I find that people are a bit more, they want to let you in and talk to you a bit more.
Yes, I remember when I was out in the snow once, I felt sorry for me and come in and we'll have a cup of tea and warm up, you know.
That's it, man.
They're still not customers, but they're on my radar. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah.
Davina, I'm loving your journey, but I've got you on Facebook, and I'm loving you like, do like a traveling thing, aren't you? Like you like.
I am. Yes, I'm 500 miles into my. Is now going to be 800-mile trip.
Oh, so I've seen your journey on Facebook. Well done.
Thank you.
Halfway around, she got a box of Mindful Chef from head office and a bottle of shampoo. So that was good.
That was very nice. So yeah, it's good. It's taking me longer than I thought, and that's quite a good synergy with this business, because you see other people and they whiz through, but they're not enjoying the journey. To me, well, they might be, but they're missing out a trick. Yes, I've downgraded my expectations. It was going to be 12 to 15 miles a day. It's now 10. It's going to take me an extra 2 weeks, but actually a residual income has allowed me to do that. But you know, the thing is, you just keep going. Today it's pissing with rain and it's horrible. Going to be lightning tonight, and I'm in my small tent. But you know that. So I'm going to do a comparison to my journey with UW at the end of it, because I think there's a load of things so comparable.
Yeah.
But it's a determination to keep going.
That's it, man. It's that determination. That's the key word, determination. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'll take my hat off to, because I couldn't do that. Like literally after about 2 miles, I get bored. I'll be like, I can't bother anymore. I'm catching the bus.
Well, if anyone wants to watch, see my journey a bit more, then you just go on to Join Davina on Facebook. And that's a daily update.
Keep up the good work.
So yeah. I'll
Okay. Before we get on to, I'm going on to Laura next, but before we do that, can you just put in the chat, because I forgot to say at the beginning, if anybody's reached any milestone, however tiny. So if you've well, not that QD is tiny, QD is the brickwork of our business. If you've achieved QD, if you've achieved anything up on that, FTL, TL, if you've achieved one of these, what was it, pizza evening, or well, this month it was the Thai meal, next month it's the American barbecue, anything like that. If you've achieved a holiday since last month, a car or a helicopter or anything at all, put it in the chat and we'll give you a shout out at the end. I'm just going to move on to Laura. Laura's asking, and this is a really interesting and very, very, very good question. How do you encourage your team to do neighbour letters? My upline doesn't, and I've just got to get on with them myself.
Yeah. It's a bit of a tricky one, really, because I know not everyone does neighbour letters, but I also know not everyone does the 20k giveaway. I kind of set the pace. So when my team see me doing the activity and getting it done, it makes them want to do it. But if you've got somebody, if you're a distributor and your upline's not doing it, then just look into someone that is. That's the only thing I can suggest. There's about, how many people in that? There's about 1,500 people in that neighbour letter group. And if you live in, I don't know, if you live in Wales, there's people in Wales that are doing neighbour letters. So just plug into someone. If your upline's not doing it, my upline don't do neighbour letters, and that's fine. They do WAMs. So just plug into someone that is doing neighbour letters, because there's a lot of support in the group. How do I keep myself positive? How do I keep myself inspired?
So I just go out and do the neighbour letters. I just get on with it. No one's ever showed me how to do it. I've just done it because I want to. But my upline, none of my team above me do it at all. And I can't get any of my team even partially motivated to do it. They just say, oh, I don't want to knock on doors, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. And they don't even try. And it's so frustrating, because if I can do it, they can do it, but they just won't. It's just a no, that's it.
Yeah, but just remember, neighbour letters is not the business. So if they don't want to do neighbour letters, that's okay. If they're doing WAMs or they're making phone calls and still getting appointments and still building the business, that's great. But if you want to, if I was in your shoes, I'd be saying, right, my team don't want to do neighbour letters, that's okay. But what I'm going to do, because I'm new to neighbour letters, I'm going to learn to do it properly, get better, so my team can see that neighbour letters is a success. And then maybe in 6 months' time, when they see you doing it and you're getting some success from it, they might go, right, I want to try that with Laura. You know, I've been going out with my team the past 4 weeks, like budging up with them and just showing them how to do it. And because obviously I've been doing it for a long time, me showing them is giving them massive confidence. Yeah, don't worry about not forcing them, but don't worry about kind of persuading them or trying to
no, pardon me. No, I do try and encourage them, but it's just, I just feel like everyone's a bit negative about it. They see it as so much harder than it is. And I was so scared to do it, but when I did, it was much easier than I thought it would be.
There you go. That's it. It's like WAMs. I don't know why I'm telling everyone this. How many 40 people on the call? WAMs, I'm terrified of trying to stop somebody in a garden centre, especially if it's like someone that's like, I don't know, like if you said like a good looking girl or something, and I'm trying to stop her and she's like, nope, you're not having my phone number, go away. Like, I'm just scared of getting that rejection. It's weird. But I know I've got a WAM booked for this month. I've got to come out of my comfort zone now as a leader and go, right, we've got to get over that and just get it done, because if my team don't want to do neighbour letters, as a leader, I've got to kind of have that skill set to go out and do the WAMs as well. I can't say to my team, I'm scared to do it.
I love the WAMs and I do them all the time. And that's, I really enjoy that. That's my best bit.
You get success from it?
Yeah.
Right. Carry on doing WAMs then. Just carry on doing WAMs. Carry on doing WAMs. And then whenever you get a chance, to try and get better at neighbour letters while you're doing it. Just carry on doing what works. Just do that. Trust me.
Okay.
You can teach me, actually. You can teach me to do WAMs, actually.
It's just practice, though, isn't it? It's the same. It's the more you do it, the better you get.
That's all it is, man.
I think you said it when you said, you know, my upline doesn't, I just got on with them myself. That is it. You're independent. We used to be called independent distributors. We're now independent partners. The success is when you learn to just get on with it and do it yourself. So well 100%. Done you, well done you for that.
Thank you.
Right, the next one. Alan says, hi Dan, how many times do you keep going back if people don't open the door? how many times before you break the door down?
Oh man, I camp outside their house, man, until they open the door. No, I go back round to an area. The area I'm doing at the moment, I've been there for 9 weeks. I go back round about 3 or 4 times. And I find that most of my customers and partners that I've signed up have come from me going round the second or the third time, not from the first. If I sign up, I see this on a post a couple of months ago on the group. If I go around the first time and I sign up Heather, the second time I go around, I might have missed her next door neighbour. So I'll speak to her next door neighbour and say, you know, I've helped Heather save some money on their bills. I'll see if I can help you too. And because people hate missing out, that person will be like, you know what, if you've helped Heather and Heather's done it, yeah, show me how to do it as well. And then you'll find that when you go out again, people just want to do what the neighbours are doing. Like there's one street called Tudor Close in Birmingham, and there's about 14 houses, a little cul-de-sac. There's 14 houses in that cul-de-sac. No word of a lie, 11 of them are customers. Because I've been round about 3 or 4 times and I've just used something called sheep factor. If you know about that, it's called sheep factor. People copy what other people do. It's just human nature. Trust me. If Mrs. Smith has saved £400, she's going to tell her next door neighbour that she saved £400. And then Mr. Jones is going to want a bit of that. He's going to want a bit of it. He's going to want to save some money as well.
Yeah, good. Great. Right, Davina and Karina are asking, is it possible to have a copy of your planner, please? Your activity sheet. Planner.
No, I'm joking. I have actually posted it in the what I do. I've posted it in the neighbour letter group. It's in files.
Yes.
If you can't find it, just tell her to message me, and I'll just I'll send a blank copy of mine. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, it's not a problem. The only thing I'd say though, when I send it to you, modify the activity. So my activity on here is tailored to me. Yeah. So WAMS is not on there. I think that's it actually. Everything else is on there because obviously I'm making calls, I'm doing PD, all that kind of stuff.
So it's actually like a DMO for you, isn't it? Really?
It's personalised to me. There's no point having stuff on your DMO if you're not going to go out there and do it. So I kind of do the ones that's tailored for me.
Yeah, it's interesting if I can just pick up on something you said earlier as well, that you are doing it full time, but your full time is about 4 hours a day with actually out doing the activity. So that shows you the beauty of the business when you're 9 years in and you work the business. I mean, not 9 years in and well, I don't want to do that, like Laura's upline, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do this, don't want to do. So they don't want to make a success of their business. If you're serious and you want to make a success of your business, 9 years in, you can be like Dan and just work 4 hours a day and, you know, have an incredible residual income that will do you for not just you, but do your family for life.
Can I share something as well? I'll be honest. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm just being honest. I had more fun building the business part-time than I did full-time. I've had to literally change my mindset and my discipline to make sure that I go out and do what I'm going to do. Whereas when I was doing it part-time, and I know there's a lot of people on this call that do it part-time, I had more fun doing it part-time. Just finishing work in the job I didn't like, working for Sky, and come back home and spending a couple of hours a night or whatever it is, building my future, building my fortune for me and my family. I had more fun building it part-time, I'll be honest. By all means, if you want to do it, if you can do it full-time, do it full-time. But just make sure you've got the discipline.
Yeah, do you know what, Dan? I find that hilariously funny. So you can't come back home from working your full-time job working for Sky. So all the customers you sign up for Sky, you then go around and sign them up for you, don't you?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. No, I'll get into massive trouble. No. To be fair, you know what? I actually enjoyed it.
Cooling off period.
Nah, you know what? I did think about it, but I'd get in massive trouble. I enjoyed working at Sky. Sky was brilliant. I genuinely enjoyed working it, but like I said, the reason I joined wasn't for the commission, because when I joined 9 years ago, there was no quip. You didn't get paid £400 a customer. There was no supporting bonuses. It was literally the maximum you earn is £50. And that's because I took everything. So I joined Utility Warehouse for the passive income, not for the quip and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's massively helped.
Yeah. Another one, gosh, got lots of questions to get through. What is a realistic neighbour letter target for 1 hour a week? Purely drops and door knocking. I don't mean the actual appointment.
You know what? I can't answer that. I think it varies depending on the person. I'm a very I talk fast because I'm a brummie. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed. So like I can do my presentation like 3 minutes and make it to a level where people understand. I've got people in my team that they'll go out for an hour and book 2 appointments. And I always say to them, that's brilliant. You don't need to go out and do 8 appointments and do 15 sign-ups on the doors. Like just kind of focus on what you can do and just don't compete against anybody else. So if I go out for an hour tomorrow, I'll probably book, honestly, 3 appointments. And I might do a presentation as well. But that's my ratio roughly. That's what I know. If I go out for an hour, I'm going to go out there and book at least 2 or 3 appointments.
Brilliant. Tracy's asking, do you ever take your daughter with you? I'm a solo parent to a 4-year-old, so apart from school, no one else to look after him.
Yeah, I'd like if Mila wasn't at nursery, I'd take her with me full time, because literally, like especially a lot of the pensioners, they love little kids. But like when you're walking with your little girl or your little son, and you're like, I'm Dan, I live locally. Straight away, the little girl, the little son is a distraction. They're like, oh, hello. And it kind of breaks the ice a little bit. So if you've got kids and you have them full time, have a bit of fun with it and take them with you. Because I find that it works really well as an icebreaker.
Yeah, they love kids. And a lot of people used to take them on appointments when in the day when you went and sat on somebody's sofa. Yeah,
if you've got a little girl, that's hard. It is hard, I'm not gonna lie. Mila won't shut up. She won't shut up. I'm like, Mila, do you want to do the presentation for me? She
might do a better job. She might do a better job because you're training her well. Yeah, you're training her well. Okay. How do you keep a record of your NLs, call back in 3-6 months, not in, etc.? I tend to lose track of mine and end up rewriting my lists multiple times.
Everybody does it differently. What I do, it sounds very, in fact, hang on, 2 seconds, hang on. What I do is, so this is my tablet. This is what I use for neighbour letters. So this is in my bag, my little pouch. I've got a little pouch, and I put this in my bag in case someone wants to see the presentation on the door. But all I do, it sounds really basic, is I use notes. So for example, today, I know you probably can't see it properly, but today, all I do is I write the street name down, and then I put like number 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. And if they're not in, I leave it blank. If it's a no for now, I put N for N. To cut long story short, I've got my own little system that I understand that works for me. So it doesn't matter how you keep track, just keep track of it in your way that works for you. That's what I use. I don't use paper because if it's raining, it gets all wet and stuff. So I just put it on the air over in notes.
So what have you, is that on a tablet or something then you take it around?
iPad, yeah, it's an iPad mini. I paid £60 for it. I use notes, Apple Notes. And I just literally put the street name, and I'll put, like, if I've not number 27, I'll put number 27. If they're not in, I'll leave it blank. So I know that next time I didn't speak to anybody. If it's a follow-up, I put follow-up. If it's a sign-up, I put sign up. If it's a no for now, I'll put N for N. If it's come back in 6 months, I'll just put call back in 6 months.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should have an exclusive iPad mini. I mean, we use the iPad, but I don't take it out with me because it's another bit of clutter to carry. But the mini, good idea. Okay, where are we? Laura, I always wanted to go full time, but then I realized how much I love my job. I feel too going full time in UW. Yeah, that's right. And like Dan was saying, you know, you had more fun doing it part time anyway. Yeah. Right. What do you do? David's saying, what do you do to improve your charisma at the door? It's the same when I'm on the phone. I can't quickly think of proactive responses and just accept their objections too quickly. So that's an objections one as well as style. And just before you answer that, I'll just say Kim here, she pulled me up once on a phone call when I went to leave a voicemail. Somebody didn't answer. And I got all tongue-tied and I said, oh, it's Heather here. I just wanted to talk to you about stuff. Came off the phone and she said, Mom, stuff, what's that supposed to mean?
That's actually quite good.
So yeah, how do you improve your charisma? Couldn't be improved anymore.
Like this morning, for example, I know I shouldn't say this on this call. I had me like chicken pox all last week, so I didn't do it. I didn't get to go out. I was in the house with a 4-year-old all week, so my head was like, this morning, I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to go out. The weather was a bit crap, it was a little bit cold, and I started getting negative thoughts in my head. Oh, will people be not interested and all this kind of stuff, man. What I do, again, this is what works for me personally, is when I'm on the way to do neighbour letters in the car, I'm playing my favourite song, I'm playing my favourite type of music, and I am singing my voice down, man. That's what I do. That's what works for me. And then before you know it, I'm in my area, what I'm doing, and I'm in a good mood. And then because I'm in a good mood, when I'm speaking to people on the doorstep, they can just see that I'm in a good mood. So to answer your question, David, because I think I've spoken about this before, like get yourself in whatever makes you happy or makes you smile, gets you in a good mood. Just do it before you do neighbour letters. That's what I do. I love house music. I love house music and drum and bass. So in the car, I'm like literally just listening to that on the way to my area, and it just makes me feel like, well, good, man.
Right. Yes, their head office asked us a couple of months ago, I think it was before our partner Power Up Day. They were asking us to do a little video of what pumps us up, what gets us into that energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just doing what gets you out of the bad state and into your good state.
Also, well, one thing that I do, which I don't actually think about until just a minute ago, like I get myself mentally prepared. So it's not a case of just turning up and then getting out of the car and then just knocking doors. I get myself mentally prepared. Right, today, again, going back to this, right, today, my goal is to knock 63 doors, is to get X, Y, Z amount of appointments and try and do X, Y, Z amount of presentations on the doorstep. So, right, we need to go out there and do 3.5 hours today. Let's do this, Dan. Come on, let's do this. And it's that self-talk before you get out of the car. It's not a case of going, yes, I'm going to wake up in the morning, put my clothes on, drive somewhere, and then just knock. You've got to get yourself in that mental kind of state, as I like to call it. And that's another thing that works really well for me.
That's interesting, yeah. Right, 2 people are saying, I think a little bit of a surprise. You say it only takes you 3 minutes to do your presentation. So would you like to do it now? And Julia's saying, how do you do it on the doorstep in 3 minutes? Can you show us? So
yeah. Who asked the question?
2 people, Mo and Julia.
Okay, well, I'll pretend that you're my prospect, Heather. Okay, so hello, my name's Dan. I live locally. I posted this through a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if you know what's going on in the area, but in a nutshell, the government have been thinking about different ways to help people cut the cost of their utility bills. I work for Utility Warehouse, and over the last number of years, we've helped over 650,000 people across the UK reduce what they pay on their shopping and their bills. Because I'm the local distributor in this area, my job is to put you on my list to see if you're eligible for any savings. Just 3 questions. Are you a homeowner or are you a tenant?
I'm a homeowner.
You're a homeowner. And are you under 30 or over?
Let me think about it. I've just had a birthday. I'm just over 30.
Nice one. And who do you pay your energy to and who do you pay your broadband
to? Scottish Power and Virgin Media.
Fantastic. So straight away, Heather, you're one of the companies that might be eligible for savings. So all I'm doing today is just taking name and numbers and put people on my list to see if people are eligible for any savings. Would it be okay if I put you on the list to see if I can help you save someone on your shopping and your bills? Is that okay?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, cool.
And then what I'll do, before I take their name and their details, I'll ask them, I can either check if you're eligible for any savings now, or I can arrange an appointment to pop back, what's best for you. And then I'll be honest with you, most of the time people will say to me, just do it now. And then I'll go through utility warehouse, like, you know, have you heard of this before? Then I'll go through the slides and all that kind of stuff on the doorstep. That's exactly what I do. You know, it's a lot to remember, but again, going to what I said at the start of this Zoom, it's about being comfortable with what you say on the doors. So it's not about remembering what I say and stuff like that. It's about you having, I know when to tell jokes and when to kind of be serious throughout my presentation. The part of my presentation where I ask the customer, if they're over 30 or under, that's an icebreaker, that is. Because if I'm speaking to a 50-year-old man or a 50-year-old lady and I can blatantly see that she's over 50, it's just a bit of banter. And like, they actually like kind of like, it's cheeky, but it makes them laugh. And that's why I do it, man. So it's about just knowing what you're going to say on the doorstep, when you're going to say it. And that comes back from doing it over and over and over again and messing it up and going back to the drawing board and then going back again and all that kind of stuff. You got me on one now.
Yeah, so do you actually go through the presentation on your iPad, or do you go through it on the presenter form?
So today, I did 2 Daffies today and an energy only today. I did 4 presentations on the doorstep and I signed up 3 customers. So what I will do is, if they say I'll do it now, I'll ask them if they've got 30 to 40 minutes and they'll go, yeah. And then, have you heard of utility warehouse before, Heather?
I think I might have done, I'm not sure.
Right, okay. And then I'll go through the slides, like every single one of them, the John and Lovely video, everything. At the end, I'll do what we taught on training and ask them if they want to save money, make money, or like most people, would they like to do both? And if they say they want to save some money, then I'll just go through the quotes and just ask them to get their bills and whatever, just like you do in a normal presentation. Then the difference is now, because we're allowed to go in people's houses, I'm sitting in their living room and doing this. I'm not on the doorstep anymore. I'm in their living room or on their kitchen table or something. And the reason I do that as well, the reason I do it on the doorstep, what I was finding is I was booking like 10 or 15 appointments a week, and it's fine. And people, I had like, out of 15 appointments I'd booked for the week, 11 of them would cancel or go into protection. So I was finding those gaps in my diary because I do it full time. So what I do is I kind of, like today, for example, I booked 8 appointments today while doing the presentation, like, you know, 8 appointments, and I did 4 presentation on the doors. So I know those 8 appointments I booked today, if they all cancel, today I've helped 3 people save money and got like 5 referrals. So it's just a smart way of working, man. If someone's free there and then, just do it there and then. You don't need to go back, do you?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Has anybody got any more questions for Dan while we've got him? Because we're very, 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 very fortunate to have him give up some time to come and talk to us. Really appreciate it, Dan.
I'm fortunate to be on this call, trust me.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anything you want to put in the comments? Jennifer, you've got something?
Hi, it's actually a question from Brian. Do you want to go?
Yeah, thank you. Hi. I just want to know, is the presentation downloaded on the iPad permanently, or do you just rely on the customer's Wi-Fi to do it when you get a net presentation straight away?
Or do you go onto your hotspot on your phone, Dan?
So the iPad I've got here, there's a utility warehouse SIM card in it. So wherever I am, I don't need to. If there's a SIM card on it, so I've got internet on it all the time. If the signal's bad, I use my phone to tether and just use the internet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I don't ask the customer if I can use their Wi-Fi. Yeah, I just don't need to, because I've got a SIM card from UW that I've put into my tablet.
That answers that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
I mean, just for your knowledge, I suppose, information. Well, this call, this Zoom is actually running on a hotspot tonight. So, and it's running really fabulously because I'm not at home and I'm not going to use the Travel Lodge's Wi-Fi because it's pants. My hotspot's much better. So yeah, definitely hotspot, you know, and with unlimited data, doesn't matter, does it? Have as much as you want.
Yeah.
So, Freya saying, my other half is listening to this and is asking, what am I faffing about at? Yeah, Freya, get out there. Talk to yourself tonight, get some targets and get out there. Tracy, what is in your hand when you knock on the door? Is the tablet in your bag? I found when I did it once, I was carrying too much. So.
What's in my hand? Oh gosh. So obviously I've got my little, to be fair, I'll be honest. Can I be honest? I have this in my hand, you know. So you know the laminated presenter, it's on my tablet. So like I've downloaded the laminated presenter on my tablet and I show them on the tablet. I have this in my hand and a neighbour letter. Because obviously I asked them if they've seen, if they've had one kind of thing. Other than that, I don't carry a clipboard. It's personal preference, but the only reason I don't do a clipboard is because it looks, I think it looks a bit salesy. Just personally, I think it looks a bit salesy. But I know people that are successful that use clipboards, not a problem with it whatsoever. It's just personal preference. So yeah, not much. I haven't got like my briefcase or anything, or my MacBook or anything like that. It's just literally a tablet. I don't know, and my bag. I've got my little bag with all my little things in. My hat, my umbrella. I'm a bit OCD, you know. I'm really like proper. Like I've become a green over the last couple of years. In that little bag I've got there that I carry on my doorstep, I've literally got my hat, my umbrella, my wallet's in there. I've got like some more neighbour letters in case someone hasn't seen it before. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have to admit, Kim and I tend to go around with a clipboard, and I don't like it, you know. And really, I don't know why I didn't think just take my iPad. Yeah, because it's sitting at home doing nothing. So. Yes. Yes. Julia saying, sorry, the signal is poor. You said you had the tablet and what? Yeah, yes, it's a tablet, umbrella, wallet.
Obviously, there's a tablet. I have a tablet and a neighbour letter, so I can show them what I'm talking about if they've not seen the letter. Right, but I kind of want to touch on. I understand that obviously neighbour letters is a thing for me, but for those on the call that don't do neighbour letters that are really good at WAMs, like don't stop doing WAMs. If you really want to, don't stop doing what works for you. Obviously try neighbour letters if you want to try neighbour letters, but if you're really good at doing winner minis, just carry on doing it. But just get the mentality that I have about touching my business. That's what it is. Just get the mentality. You don't need to do exactly what I do. Just get the mentality of touching your business every single day and treating it like a business, treating it like somebody's watching you and that, you know, this business is, you know, going to help you. That's what I do.
Yeah, right. A very, very quick go through. Jeff, do you want to carry it away, the achievements?
I've got to be honest with you, Heather, I haven't tracked it, but I don't know, Liz might have done so.
Oh, right. Sorry, I shot your text a while ago. Never mind.
Because I am literally going in.
Yeah. Yes. I was just texting you. Can you send me the links? I can't find it. Yeah, I'm too late in. Right, next month, everybody. So if you have a look on there, you'll see all the achievements. So American Barbecue, Laura, Davina got the time meal, Budapest, Davina, Tracy, Budapest. Yeah, okay, we got the Thai curry, the American meal, yeah, and the Maldives. Jeff's got the Maldives, so we're gonna hang out on the beach.
Cocktails on the beach, aren't we?
Yes, there are cocktails on the beach. Oh yes. Yeah. So now next month, everybody, we're going to slide it from the first Monday of the month to the second Monday of the month. We have to do that because there's been another change. Anyway, we don't want to get bored, do we? So it's the second Monday next month. If you can put that in your diaries. I just think, well, I hope you've all benefited this evening and had a good session with Dan. and learn something from it and give them some inspiration to get out there and just do it. You know, you're not going to go up in smoke. You're not going to get shot. You know, worst you'll get is a no, and the best you'll get is a daffy gold, or not a daffy gold anymore, but I don't know what you call them now. Anyway, services customer. So, and that's not so bad, is it? So Dan, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on and inspiring. I know you've inspired me.
Well, I hope I've brought value to at least one person on this call, and that's been a success.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And you know, I know your time's precious. You've got a lot on your plate with your little one, recovering from chicken pox.
I'm child-free this week. I'm child-free this week for the whole week.
It's not your week. Yeah.
I've got a Zoom after this now, and then I'm chilling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
It was nice seeing everybody, and have a good evening. All right, and if anyone needs any help with neighbour letters or anything, feel free to add me on Facebook and private message me. I'm more than happy to help. No problem at all.
And get on to the neighbour letter Facebook if you want. If you're serious about doing this, you'll get a lot of encouragement, a lot of support, hints and tips, and a lot of kick up pants on the neighbour letter Facebook group. So join on there. Okay, right. Thank you so much, and we'll say good night to you all.
I'll see you later, everyone. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, Dan.
Bye, everyone. Bye.